قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الله يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, Allah loves if one of us will make any act, any job, any project, is to perfect it, to do it the perfect way. So what are the top events that are happening today? We have the Champions League is about to start. We have the Premier League that Liverpool is number one in it with 9 points clean. We had the World Cup in the past month, right? So some of us may be hearing this for the first time. What are those names? What are those numbers? Actually, I was like that just last month. I was exactly like that. I didn't like soccer. I didn't play soccer before. I didn't know the difference between the offside and the foul. I didn't know when it's the score being counted, when it's like when the team, how many players are in each team. I was totally ignorant of that. I didn't even watch a single game from the World Cup. It wasn't one of my top priorities. I didn't care. Even like I think Egypt played in it, but I never cared. I didn't see a single game from it. Until last month, I received a video in one of the Muslim channels about people, thousands of people in England, in the street. Some of them actually wearing the Islamic, whatever the Islamic way of the Islamic dress. It's like the jilbab, kufi. Some of them like trying to sing, and what they were singing actually. They were saying in Europe, in England, in the street, if Muhammad Salah is Muslim, then I want to be Muslim too. If Muhammad Salah is sitting in the mosque, then there where I should be too. Where is that? That was in England, Britain. The same place, few months ago, they had a day which they called Punish the Muslim Day. They've been sending documents saying how they hate Islam and Muslims, how they destroyed the life. And one person changed the entire country to say, I want to be Muslim too. From I hate Muslim, punish the Muslim day, I want to be Muslim too. I want to sit in the mosque. I was shocked. What happened? The video had a person. This was the first time I heard the name Muhammad Salah, by the way. I've never knew this name before. I've never cared. They get in people, non-Muslims, they're singing this in the street, thousands of people. They're getting during the game, after they score, someone is doing prostration, sajdat shukr, and the entire team, which are not Muslim, are doing like him, doing sajdat shukr as well. They're just following him. And some documentary about the mosque in the same city that he is in, they're saying after Muhammad Salah came to this place, the number of people revert to Islam is going exponentially. The mosques start to be treated differently. People were hitting them, throwing them with rocks. They start to put flowers. I was shocked. How one person can change the image that for decades, millions couldn't change. So I decided maybe this is a made-up movie. Lots of clips on the internet that can be made up. But actually I searched Google. So I searched for Muhammad Salah, I found tons of things. Two of them are documentary. One of them is done by CNN. It's called Muhammad Salah, the Fairy Tale of Soccer. And the other one is The Legend of Muhammad Salah. Both of them are done by non-Muslims. And they are in English. Other tons are Arabic, but these two are done actually by non-Muslim. The Legend of Muhammad Salah. So I decided to watch one of them. One of them was 4 hours. I had an appointment like after 15 minutes. I thought, yeah, I will just skip through it. Most probably, I just need to know who's this guy. Is this something that's real or not? Believe it or not, I watched the entire 4 hours, even in normal speed. I usually watch things in double speed. I watched in normal speed, and I missed my appointment, by the way. But it was amazing what I've been watching. They're giving the story when he was a kid. They started with the same thing. Actually, the song was inside the same clip about the people singing about the Muslim was inside the same documentary. But they started with something he's scoring and they're shouting, and then he's doing the sajdat al-shukr, and they focusing on the sajdat al-shukr was slowly. And then they started with whenever he was in his village, his sheikh who helped him to memorize some of the Quran. When he used to go to the mosque, his family, which is a religious family, he has a beard, which is looking the look of the Islam. I mean, most of us, when they say your name is Muhammad, you have a beard, you have all the odds that people hate you. When people think for you, that's strange in those days. So I knew what happened. I learned about it. I learned about a lot of what's the Premier League, what's going on in the soccer world. But the most important lesson I've got, how did one person change hundreds of thousands or more of people from hating Islam and getting away from Islam? They want to punish a Muslim, they want to kill a Muslim, to saying I want to be Muslim too, to love Islam and love Muslims. This guy didn't do anything abnormal. All what he did, whatever he's good at, he did it the best way. And when he became successful, he didn't hide his identity of Islam. He showed that this came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those two things helped. So when I listened to him, what did he do? So there is a team that he joined. This team is called Liverpool. This team is in England. This team, for decades, they couldn't go to the finals. For decades. And they almost gave up until this guy showed in this team. And single-handed, he was able to get them to the finals. He was the reason in most of the winning. He got 40 goals in 43 games. He got 98% of the games. He was top, number one. Even in the Champions League, he was above Messi and Ronaldo. I didn't know those names before, but now I know them. And because he had impact, when he joined the team, he had impact on them. He took them to the next level, and everyone believed in him. He was able to take them to the next level. But not only that. During the documentary, when they were talking, they said, it's not only, there are lots of good players, by the way. They said his character and his manners, this guy is humble to earth, actually. The humiliation that he has in, he just prostrates. The amount of time he takes after each goal to do sajdat shukr and then go and raise his hand and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of that in every goal it kept, and it's slow motion. It's being represented to the world. This guy is so humble. He walks in the street, anyone asks him to take a picture with him or sign, he did that for him. When a small boy, for example, far away, he asked for his shirt, he just pulled the shirt out and gave it to this little boy. When he walks in the street, kids love him. Everyone, he was able to get the hearts. People, when they were talking, they say, because of his the Islamic religious manners, people love him. Non-Muslims are saying that. They said because he's humble and religious, people love him. His coach, the manager of the team, he said, we know that he has certain procedures, so we had to adjust the timing of the game for the prayers. We know that he had to take the wash to do wudu. He said that, he said wudu, to make the wash for the prayers. And we know the timing, so we adjusted the training time for those prayers. He was fasting in Ramadan during the league. He didn't hide his identity. He didn't say, oh, this is an important game, I should delay my prayers. He prays on time. And everyone knows he's Muslim. He doesn't, say, I should now change my name, I became famous. No. He named his daughter Mecca because he loves Mecca. When he was asked, how come you're not proud of self with all those people love you and talk about you? He said, all of that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I go to the game, this is another thing that he asked. When he goes inside the box, he's so calm. Lots of people are attacking him. I've seen some of the goals that they're almost impossible. I mean, 6 or 5 people, and he's so calm, and between them he was able to score. He said, I do my best, and the rest from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is tawakkul. I learned tawakkul from him. I've been reading tons of books. Reading will not help you. You need to see example of someone, how he practiced this. Successful one. That he is able to change people. I've been in this country for decades. And I haven't been able to change people. I haven't been able to convert even a single person. And this guy, he didn't even know English. He said when I first go, he didn't know any language except the Arabic. He had to learn English. He doesn't know how to talk, to speak. But because he has impact, he was able to change people. He showed a good example of what the Islam is. And this is how we were successful, by the way. If you look back, when the Muslims, what they do, we were the origin of every science and knowledge and math and everything. Khawarizmi, Jabr ibn Hayyan, ibn al-Haytham. The medicine started by Muslims. The math, algebra started by Muslims. Algorithms was by Muslims. Why we are like this today? And instead of going to people for decades, begging them, please, Islam is nice, listen to us. But the rest of the world, actually they're failing. Actually, when I look at the people that revert to Islam today, I really admire them. In spite of us showing them this bad example, they still go to Islam, subhanallah. In spite of us being the bad example, they still go to Islam. I'm still saying, why? Why people hate Islam? And we've been relying on what they call the victims. We stay back as victims, saying, oh yeah, because my name is Muhammad, I'm coming from a Muslim country, I'm Muslim, yeah, most probably I will not be successful, people will not take me. This guy, he has all the odds. His name is Muhammad, they're singing Muhammad. The same place in Europe, they were to do cartoon against Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Today they're singing, if Muhammad Salah, what a better name to represent Islam, is Muslim, I want to be Muslim too. So how did he do that? When I think about it, I got inspired by him. I mean, how can I change people? I haven't been successful. I have to admit it. I haven't been successful to change people, to make da'wah. He did better da'wah than me. What can I do? Of course, with my closed mind, and the first thing, oh, maybe I should go and play soccer. It's too late, of course. But when I got back to me, myself again, just left the closed mindset aside, actually, everyone in his work today, he's good at something. If you just focus on this thing, when you go to work, do not go to work for another day, another dollar. Go to work to be the best in what you do, represent Islam, and be the da'wah for the Islam. Imagine if this is what you do every day. You get back before you go to work, you think, why am I going to work today? I'm going to work to be the best of whatever I do, because the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah loves that. And when I am the best in what I'm doing, I will represent Islam, make da'wah, and people will come to Islam. Every second you spend at work, it will be for the sake of Allah, and I hope that we will get reward for it. Because we do that anyway. We go to work to earn money so we can live. Most of us came here for different reasons, but most of us came for better life. Why don't you stay doing the same that you're doing, but perfect it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Even if you are at school, studying, do your best to be the first in the class and do not hide your identity. When you are the first in the class, go and pray in time. Show them this is the Islam. I do this because I'm Muslim. I'm successful because I'm Muslim. And when you are successful, do not hide your identity. But if you're cheating, lying, stealing, yeah, it's better to hide your identity. Don't represent the Islam in the wrong way. Brothers and sisters, either you like it or not, you are the ambassador of Islam in this country. When you walk in the street, people are watching you. And every act you do, they say, this is the Islam. You like it or not. This is on your shoulder. This is a responsibility in everyone's shoulder. We are the ambassadors of the Islam. Either you have impact on humanity and build the better Islam, or represent the wrong way of Islam. Muhammad Salah, when he had the game with Israel, he refused to handshake with them. And then when they asked him publicly in front of everyone, he said, I don't want to shake the hands of people that's full of blood of my brothers. He didn't go and pump himself and kill innocent people, but he gave a strong message. There are innocent people being killed. And I have a situation against that. When he went to Chechnya, the president of the Chechnya over there, he went to just greet him in person. I mean, he is everywhere they know him. I mean, even when he came here to US, I think a few weeks ago, this guy, Trevor Noah, they said he's the favorite player that I love because of his humbleness. There are lots of good players, Messi, Ronaldo, but his manners, Islamic manners, made people love him. The small things when he goes out of his way to go to the kids and sign their shirts or give his t-shirt to a small kid shows that he's doing this for humanity. When he says this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the interviewer in the CNN documentary that has, she's asking him, why do you kiss the ground after each goal? He said, I'm not kissing the ground. I'm prostrating for shukr, to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this goal, because it wasn't from me, it was from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's not ashamed and saying, oh yeah, I should be proud of myself, or being proud. He's never, even after he reached all that, he took all the medals, by the way. I don't know, think the golden boot, I don't know, the golden ball, I don't know. Lots of, I think he got all, no exception, all of them, which used to be between someone called Messi and the other is Ronaldo. Last year, he got all of them. But he wasn't proud of that. There was an interview with him, and the guy said to him, how you keep yourself from being proud? He said, I'm a human being. And all of that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are good in what you do. I'm just perfecting what I'm doing. He said, and this is the tawakkul, and I will say his words, and just, this is what I learned from him. When you go to your work or do anything, he said, when I go in front of the goal, this is what happens. There are two things. There are things in your hand, in your control, and there are things that are out of your control. You do, this is the tawakkul. You do the best in the things in your control. The results, this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's with His wisdom to get the results as you do. He said, I practice hard. He was like one of the, during the World Cup, I think before the World Cup, I think this is the goal that qualified Egypt to go to the World Cup. It was from a penalty. And he was very calm in front of the goal and he shot, and he just scored. And this is the goal that qualified them. And then also they were asking him, I mean, it wasn't in Arabic, it was one of the non-Muslims interviews. They're asking him, how come you were that calm and the entire country depends on that game, in that goal? He said, it's in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, I practiced all week. If I've got a penalty, how I'm going to shoot it, and I was ready to shoot it in the place he always the place that he puts the ball in a place there is no way for the goal to be able to get it. It's in the top right corner. The goalkeepers try to fly. There is no way that he can catch it. And this is what he practiced. He said, I practiced this. I know that this is a blind spot for the goalkeepers. They cannot go to it. If it came, he's able to catch it. The wind got it away. This is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah will do the will. And this is tawakkul. You do your best to reach the best results and don't worry about the rest. Don't stay up at night worried what will happen. It doesn't matter. When you study for your exam, do your best. The result is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You might go sick that day. It doesn't matter. If this is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should take it and love it. This is what I learned. And I think this is what we're missing. Is to be able to present Islam in every place. It's not something hard. I'm not asking anyone. I've been trying things that out of my way, out of my comfort zone. Try this, try that, try to do speech in certain places. But I've never thought I should do what I do the better. Everyone has a talent. Everyone goes to work and he's good at what he's doing. Just perfect it with the intention that you're doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I said, for years, I've been doing things I don't know how to do it. I'm just trying to learn them, to go in front of people and try to invite them with those things. And I haven't thought the thing that I do the best is just to do it to make the da'wah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم إن الذين يستكبرون عن عبادتي سيدخلون جهنم داخرين ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. So the summary or what I wanted to my point what I want to say today is that there are different ways is to make da'wah, and the best way is to have impact in humanity. As I said in the hadith that I said in the beginning, the Prophet ﷺ said, إن الله يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه. Do with this sunnah. If you're trying to follow the sunnah in so many other ways, this is the best way to follow sunnah. Is to do what you do and be the best for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to earn more money, but for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The intention is very important. Most probably you will keep doing what you do. But imagine every day when you go and you hate the traffic, you hate the work, and you feel that you're under unjust at work. But if you're doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, believe me, things will change. When you go in the morning because you're going for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the feeling will change. Your attitude will be different. And definitely, you need to think. If you're doing things and you start missing prayers, delaying things that you do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you're not in the right thing. Because you will do those with love as well. This is what gets you closer to Allah, is to be the best in what you do. So you need to renew our intention. This is what I took from this, is to change the intention. And when I do something, I try to present the Islam in this thing. People have been giving the negative image. They've been trying, I don't know how is this inviting people by killing people and trying to give the wrong image. But one person was able to change hundreds of thousands of people to love Islam by being good at what he's doing, by making impact by benefit of humanity. I mean, people are, when you see the documentary, people are drawing his face. And he's the Muslim face, he has the beard, and he looks Muslim. And they're drawing it in the street. They're everyone, if you call, they went to do the documentary with people, and they love him. They love him. An image that people love him, and they know he's Muslim. His name is Muhammad. He never hide his name. So we need to be the presentation of Islam, and to represent the Islam in the successful way as it used to be all the time. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي